Hey everybody, it's Gillyweed, your local hardcore old school nerd. Today I'm going to be talking about Judge Dredd, the role-playing game. This was released, I believe, in 2018 by a company called Rebellion and Engine Publishing. It's basically the third Judge Dredd role-playing game that came out, and it's actually pretty decent. It's a D6 system, which I actually really enjoy, because it gets everything down from a D20, D10s, all the way down to 1 dice. The character sheets, I'll show you what it looks like really fast. I have a good layout for the character sheets. This is for a regular citizen or a criminal. They have one specifically for judges. And in the main core book, you have 4 pre-made characters, so you can get right into the action, and it has a campaign in the back as well. So the difficulty with this Judge Dredd book is in the character creation. When you're creating a character, you kind of have to read all of the rules for at least an hour. But other than that, it's a really good game. So the attributes, everything like that, the bonuses, if you can see that right there, it's just different things for the game. So I have the core rulebook. I have Robot Wars, which was actually the very first adventure path that came with the book. I have Luna 1, which takes place on the moon. The Day the Law Died. This is another adventure path / game book. Strontium Dog. It's where you're bounty hunters, like futuristic bounty hunters that are mutants. And then you have Rogue Trooper, super generated, gene enhanced super soldiers. So the reason why I like Judge Dredd in the world of 2000 AD is because it was really popular when I was a kid in the 90s. Not just because of the Sylvester Stallone movie that came out, Judge Dredd, but because of all the different comic books that they were having, and they were releasing Judge Anderson. She was a side judge. But everything that I know about Judge Dredd derives from the graphic novels and the comic books. The comic books came out in the 70s, I believe. And it takes place basically nowadays in our future, where there's a huge war across the world, and then everybody lives in huge megacities. So that's what you're doing in here, is you can either be a judge, a citizen, which is a regular person, or a perp, which is a criminal, and you go around the city and doing certain things, and it mainly takes place in Megacity 1, and it's actually really, really interesting. So as a judge, you don't have to worry about money, and that's one of the major issues that usually everybody has in role-playing games, is that you have to focus on getting gear, getting money, outfitting your guys. On this one, you don't. You have a basic loadout for your judge, if you're a judge. And you have different types of judges. So you have a street judge, which is what Judge Dredd was. A side judge, which is what Judge Anderson was. You have a med judge and a tech judge. And there's also like things, basically what you would consider like advanced classes, or what they call professions, and training to where you can specialize in something. So if you're a street judge, you can go into something else. I'm looking for that right now. I didn't have it queued up in my book like I should have, because I'm a dork. So you have right here in the character creation section, I'll show it to you really fast. You have your exploits for citizens. This is citizen exploit. And you have them for your judges. So if you want to be a judge, what you do is you go to school, or the academy, up until you're 12, and then you start figuring out stuff when you're 18. So this is the Hall of Justice Academy program. You can see that. And that's basically the main breakdown of the judge character. So you start out as a cadet, and then you can pick different things and careers in your judge origins, and that's what gives you your bonuses for the game. The attributes in this game are a lot different than other role-playing games. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You have 9 with a 10th one, which is for the psychers only, the side judges and people with psionic abilities. So your attributes that you have are strength, agility, endurance, intelligence, logic, willpower, charisma, and reputation. You can be clones in this game, and you get bonuses for being a clone. You get a +1 to strength, +1 to agility, +1 to endurance, +1 to intelligence, +1 to logic, and +1 to willpower. As a regular human, you get a +2 to luck, and you also have luck as well. So this game factors in everything. I also like this game because it is somewhat realistic for role-playing games. It factors in directions. So like if someone is coming up behind you, they can sneak up on you, unlike other role-playing games that I've played where if you are in the middle of combat, you have basically 360 view of vision, which I really don't like. You have crossfire in this game, you have all sorts of cool stuff, and you can make up your own rules if there's not one rule for it. I highly recommend this game for anybody that's a fan of Judge Dredd or science fiction games, anything that you can think of. And they also have other books that I did not mention. There's 3 or 4 of them. They have miniatures. I believe it's not in print anymore, but I would really try it out. And that's it for me, Gillyweed, hardcore old school nerd.